as the 1-1 misses outside. Now 2-1 from Booth. Curveball in the dirt. Scoreboard was behind. That was actually ball 4.
Now batting for the Saints, designated hitter.
And Lipsius will advance on a walk.
Garriola.
Good eye by Lipsius.
Only the 4th base runner for the Saints so far this game. They have yet to tally one in the hit column. As Booth picks over towards Lipsius, and he is thrown out. Oh no, excuse me, they're going to say balk. As Booth took off towards the dugout. And now Booth is being issued a warning, as apparently the first base umpire wasn't too fond of the words that came out of his mouth, addressed towards the umpire after he said it was a balk. Lipsius thankful that it was a balk because he was left hanging up to dry. Didn't even attempt to slide back into first base. But I'm sure he's happy to be over there on second.
Yeah, and especially with a red-hot offense like the Riptide, you take what you can get. And if you're Booth, it's frustrating, but you got to watch your tone sometimes.
Andy Garriola stepping up to the plate. The DH is 0 for 1 on the day with a ground ball to third base being his only out. Now he grounds it right back to third base. This time it's fielded cleanly by Antone. He throws over to first, and that's out number 3 in the 3rd inning. So the Saints get another base runner, but strand them there as they remain trailing in this one 6-1 as we head to the 4th inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live with Matt Berner and Nicolette Rojo, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get a pitching change for the Arroyo Seco Saints. James Robertson on the mound out of Emory University in Georgia. He'll be pitching to Carson Matthews in his 3rd at-bat today. First pitch to him outside. Matthews 1 for 2. Struck out swinging in his last at-bat, but led the game off with a single. And now the 1-0 finds the strike zone, 1-1.
Robertson's junior year in 50 innings, he posted 37 strikeouts with the ERA of 3.93, so definitely known to be another strikeout pitcher.
The 1-1 is lined into shallow right field. Reyna tries to dive and make the play. It goes off his glove. He's able to keep it in front, though, as Matthews will get on board with a leadoff base hit in the 4th inning.
Blake Evans.
Reminded me of the Angels outfield last night against the Dodger game, against the Dodgers last evening. Great effort by Reyna, but just too bad it popped out last second.
So now Blake Evans at the plate. First pitch from Robertson, a little low, in the dirt actually, ball 1. Robertson comes in to replace Hendricks. Hendricks' final line on the day, 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 runs, all 6 of them earned. He also had 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Runner goes. Robertson delivers the pitch. It finds the strike zone. The throw is in the dirt in front of Serratos. He's able to pick it, but wasn't even able to put down a tag as Matthews successfully steals second base.
Once again, Riptide showing off their speed on bases. Good jump by Matthews and a good slide.
1-1. Curveball outside and in the dirt, 2-1. Evans, the shortstop, wearing number 15 for the Riptide. 2-1 to him. He pops it out of play. Oh, no, it is out of play. The way that all 3 Saints players, Robles, Robertson, and Thomas, all decided to start charging after the ball convinced me that the ball might have been able to stay inside the fences, but it actually climbs out and over. So now the count is 2-2.
No one was hurt during this play, by the way, so that's always a good sign, good thing.
That is always a positive.
Yeah.
The 2-2 from Robertson. Grounded right back at him up the middle. It gets into center field. Rounding third and coming towards the plate is Matthews. He will not even see a throw as he's in there standing up, and that's run number 7 for the Riptide, thanks to an RBI single off the bat of Blake Evans.
Now batting for the Riptide, center fielder, number 2.
Blake Evans was able to keep up with that ball, utilizing the lower half of his bat and utilizing that lower body to follow through, just hitting that ball right up the middle to score their 7th run.
So now Connor Ube. Pickoff attempt from Robertson. Back in safely sliding is Blake Evans. Bunt showed by Ube. Advancing to second on the ball that gets past Thomas is Evans. Now it's a 1-0 count to Ube. You mentioned before the game that this Riptide team loves small ball, and right there we saw the bunt shown. But he pulled back, of course, because the pitch was in the dirt. Be interesting to see if he goes back to that bunt with no one out here in the 4th inning and a runner in scoring position. A 1-0. Popped up high in the air. Thomas trying to chase it down. He makes the play. That's out number 1 in the 4th inning. And Evans will have to just retreat back to second base.
For the Riptide, right fielder,
Inside the plate this time, and with the ball being in the park, Thomas was able to grab that for the first out.
So now Dylan Rock coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He walked in the 1st inning, came around to score the 2nd run of the game for the Riptide. In the 2nd inning, his only other at-bat, or rather his only other plate appearance, his only at-bat, he flew out to Christian Scott in center field. Robertson delivers. The runner goes towards third. Robles is unable to pick the throw that was in the dirt, and now coming home is Evans. He won't even see a throw either, and it's 8-1 in favor of the Riptide.
Thomas's throw, try to get him low with that little skip but Robles just couldn't handle it, and it went to the outfield. And with good speed on bases, you know the Riptide are going to take advantage of that, and they've done so.
So it's 8-1 in favor of Orange County, as Dylan Rock will try and add more runs with pretty much a clean slate. The only thing is one down, and he's in a 1-1 count here, but no one's on base. 1-1 finds the strike zone, 1-2. Robertson laboring out there on the mound. This is only his fourth batter faced, but 2 runs have already come home to score, and the 1-2 was in the dirt. Thomas does a good job to block it, keep it in front. Now the 2-2. Breaking ball inside, ball 3. With only 1 down here, if you're Robertson, you got to buckle down and get this batter. You don't want to put another person on base. Full count pitch, fastball finds the strike zone, and Dylan Rock, who thought he got ball 4, will head back to the dugout with a backwards K.
Now batting for the Riptide.
Good comeback from Robertson, able to make Rock go window shopping with that fastball that barely got in the knees. And with 2 outs left, definitely need to get out of this inning and give your team a chance. Don't let the Riptide take any more advantage of their contact hitters and speed.
Andre Antone, first pitch swinging again. It worked for him in his last at-bat. He's 2 for 2 in the first inning. He had an RBI single, and in the third inning, he led things off with a solo shot on the first pitch. Now he sees a 1-1 count. Robertson out of the windup. Antone drives this one high in the air, right field. Reyna gets underneath it, makes a play, and that's out number 3. So the Riptide tack 2 more on here in the 4th inning, and now they lead 8-1 as we head to the home half of the 4th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
For the Saints.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Nolan Tressler will step up to the plate to lead things off here in the home half of the 4th inning for the Saints. Tressler 0 for 1 so far today. First pitch in his second at-bat. Tips it a little bit for strike 1. The 0-1 lined deep right center field. Trying to chase it down and actually making the play is Ube, as he ranges all the way over to deep right center field. And now there's 1 down here in the home half of the 4th.
Now batting for the Saints, third baseman, number 17,
Ube once again showing his speed, not just in the bases, but out in the field, coming pretty far distance from that ball and was able to grasp it for the first out.
First pitch swinging. Tito Robles lines the ball right to Antone, and now there's 2 down.
Now batting for the Saints.
Booth with his pitch, with that smile right there. 2 quick outs for the Riptide, and once again, good defense for Orange County.
Thomas stepping up to the plate. He walked in his first at-bat. First pitch taking, high and outside, ball 1. Thomas struggled a little bit defensively last inning. Threw a ball into left field that eventually allowed a runner to score. But the 6'5" catcher now has a 2-0 count and is looking to make up for it. Two-0, low and outside, ball 3. And Thomas is a pitch away from earning his second base on balls today. Thomas is a smart guy. The only guy on this roster that attends the University of Harvard. And the 4th pitch is ball 4 as Thomas advances. He is yet to have an at-bat. 2 plate appearances, 2 walks, and he's definitely enjoying his free passes now. He's over on first base for Oscar Serratos with 2 down here in the home half of the 4th.
And especially if you've been struggling offensively and defensively so far this game and season, you take what you can get, and sometimes walks are better than nothing. You're giving an opportunity for your teammates to take advantage.
Serratos' first pitch swinging. This one's going to drop in right center field. Coming over and cutting it off before it gets past him, though, is Rock. As Thomas advances to second, he almost got a chance to advance to third. A wild throw from Rock gets past the cutoff man all the way over to Antone. Ended up being beautiful had the runner actually taken off.
Good piece of hitting from Serratos, starting to spark a little spark coming here for the Saints in this bottom half of the 4th inning. So look for them to try to take advantage. Still somewhat early, 7 runs down. They've caught up. They've shown they can catch up before. Let's see if they can do it again.
As you said, down 8-1. Christian Scott at the plate for the Saints takes strike 1. Looking to get something going. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. Booth settles and finds the strike zone on his second pitch. 0-2 the count. By the way, that Serratos single was the first hit of the game for the Saints. So Booth, even though he had given up a run, was actually throwing a no-hitter through 3 2/3. The 0-2 in the dirt. Solomon keeps it in front, but boots it away a little bit. And Thomas is able to advance over to third, Serratos over to second. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position with a 1-2 count to Christian Scott. Someone from the Saints dugout shouts, "He went to Harvard." After Thomas advances to third on the ball out in front. Scott swings at the 1-2. He's going to have to take off as it was a drop third strike. The throw down to first is perfect, though, as they retire him for out number 3. And even though the Saints threaten, they're not able to bring a run across. However, they do break up the no-hitter bid from Tyler Booth. So we'll head to the top half of the 5th inning. The score remains 8-1 in favor of the Orange County Riptide. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball. Jamie Robertson back out there for his second inning of work as we look to get started here in the top half of the fifth inning. 8-1 the score in favor of the Riptide. The Saints threatened, but were unable to bring a runner across in the home half of the fourth. Now we'll see if the Riptide can get anything going in the fifth. First pitch swinging is Caleb Denny. Fouls it off himself, though, and counts 0-1. Saints started this season 2-0. Dropped a game on Saturday to the Oaks and then lost to this Riptide team on Sunday. The Riptide started 1-1, then dropped game 3. And of course picked up their second win in that matchup on Sunday. They're looking to move to 3-2 as Robertson delivers the 1-1 for strike 2. Denny, 1 for 2. Been on base both times, but one of them was on an error. As the 1-2 misses low and outside, ball 2. As I mentioned, 1 for 2. He had a 2 RBI double in the first inning. Now the 2-2 in the dirt, gets a swing and a miss from Denny. Thomas just shows the umpire he caught it. Throws down to Robles at third to throw it around the horn, and now there's one down here in the top half of the fifth.
Good comeback here from Robertson. Was able to pick up that first strikeout of the inning. Let's see if we can get it out of this one fairly quickly.
So now Solomon to the plate. First pitch to him, in the dirt, ball 1. That intermittent breeze I spoke of earlier in the game has almost vanished. As you can see, that flag just kind of barely moving in the wind. As the 1-0 misses high, 2-0 the count.
In Southern California terms, it's humid.
It is fairly humid. The air feels kind of muggy. As the 2-0 misses a little inside, now there's 3 balls to Solomon. Despite the breeze disappearing and the humidity, the temperature has dropped even more since first pitch. As the 3-0 to Solomon finds the strike zone, it's now down to 84 degrees. Humidity is at 42%.
I'll let Bill Nye explain the science for you guys.
The 3-1 in there for strike 2, and now it's a full count. Apparently the visibility today is 10 miles. Not really sure how that helps you at all, but the 3-2 is swung on and missed by Solomon. He's frustrated heading back to the dugout, but it's back-to-back strikeouts for Robertson as it looks like he's finally settled in here.
Again, showing those back-to-back strikeouts, being flexible with his delivery and his pitching, his pitches, he's showing his confidence, and let's see if he can get out of this inning with 1-2-3 inning.
Robertson let that one slip a little bit. He fixes his hat. Interesting style on the mound. It's almost like he wanted his hat just a little bit too big. So every time he throws the ball, his hat moves down on his head. He has to adjust it to get it out of his eyes. And then he heads back to get set on the mound. The 1-0 found the strike zone. Now the 1-1. Thomas really wanted the umpire to call that a strike, but apparently it was just outside. Ball 2. 2-1. Cruz almost went around, but he decided to hold back. High fastball gets past Thomas. No harm done, though. There's no one on base, so Thomas just kind of stands back up, waits for a new ball to be thrown out, as the Riptide will send a player out to fetch that baseball. Now the 3-1. Cruz watches it, little high, little outside, and after striking 2 out in a row, Robertson walks Antonio Cruz, so now there's a 2-out base runner. And coming up to the plate is a pinch hitter Coming in for Daniel Jung.
Nick Castriati out of University of Dubuque.
Nick Casarietti.
Castriati. Also had one plate appearance as a pinch hitter Sunday afternoon.
First pitch to him. High for ball one. Now Robertson sets. The 1-0 taken. This one finds the strike zone on that inner portion of the plate. Counts even at 1. Robertson throws over to first base. Lipsius just kind of nods no as he walks back towards the bag. One inside, ball 2. Two one finds the strike zone though, and counts even at 2 to Casarietti. Robertson looking to minimize harm here. 2-2 gets a check swing. The umpire says he went around. So Robertson collects 3 strikeouts in the top half of the 5th inning, but of course he was not able to strike out the side because Antonio Cruz reaches on a walk. They end up stranding him at first base. The score remains 8-1 in favor of the Riptide. When we return, I'll be handing play-by-play off to Nicolette Rojo, and I will come back on color, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 5th inning. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
Second baseman.
And welcome back now. If
Justin
you're just tuning
Watari.
to us, YouTube Live, official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball. Justin Watari, the second baseman, is up now for the Saints, who are currently down, trailing 8-1. As first pitch is in there for a strike. Watari this early evening, I should say, is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Even count now 1-1. The 1-1. Catches the corner at there for a strike. 1-2 now. For Tyler Booth on the mound for the Riptide. The ball is popped that flight out to left field for the first out.
Watari has done a good job elevating the baseball. All 3 of his at-bats have been flyouts. He flew out in the first inning to right field, and then in the 3rd and now in the 5th, he's flown out to left field.
David Reyna, the right fielder, now up to bat. First pitch is away for a ball. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out and has reached on an error. chops it back to Booth, who will easily take a sprint to first base. Little race there, and Booth was able to charge to first for the second out.
Now batting
Booth is
for the
having fun
Saints.
out there on the mound right now. He's cruising. He's given up a run, but he's only given up one hit. And that one run he gave up was unearned. So he's having a whole lot of fun, a lot of smiles out there on the mound for the Riptide.
That's definitely good as a pitcher. Luke Loopsy is up now, the Saints, first baseman. First pitch is in for a strike. 0 for 1 this evening with a strikeout and a walk. As he swings and misses for 0 and 2.
Back-to-back curveballs. And Lipsius look a little silly there.
The 0-2. Right down the middle. We've got window shopping there. And 1-2-3 inning for the Riptide. At the end of 5 innings, the Riptide are up 8-1. You're watching Seco Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
Second baseman.
Welcome
5.
back to Arroyo Seco Baseball live streaming on YouTube. And joining us this evening, we have a special guest on this broadcast, Cade Bollinger, pitcher from out of Texas State. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Now, Cade, you're listed as a two-way player. You played as a pitcher and, of course, in the field at UTSA and then at Midland College. Why is it that you are a PO here for Arroyo Seco?
So that's actually a decision that I came together with me and my coach at Texas State, and we decided to actually pitching would be a better route for me, and that would be like a more successful for my future, and that I'd have a better one through pitching and focusing all my time and energy on that.
Okay, so at the end of the day, narrowing your focus, that's always a good decision.
Yeah.
Now, in your last season pitching at Midland College, you had 13 strikeouts in 17 and a third innings pitched. What do you consider your strikeout pitch? Do you have one that you consider that?
When I can throw my slider is absolutely my strikeout pitch. At Midland, I was usually a closer, so I came in like the late innings and the last innings in the game, and sometimes as the last game of the weekend. But I played right field for 3 games before that, so sometimes there it was also a little, more taxing and physical than like other positions, especially since I had to play the field for 3 or 4 games before that.
Now that actually leads into my next question. Were there ever days where you would go out there on the mound and your arm would be dead because you were playing in the field, you spent a long time warming up, you had to make a long throw from the outfield, and you just felt like you just didn't have it because you were a two-way player?
Yeah, I mean, there's days like that, but there's nothing you can do. Like, you got to just power through it and compete and throw the best stuff you got. And a lot of the times, even days where I actually didn't feel at my best, I might have pitched better because I was like mentally more locked in and ready to compete better because I knew I didn't have the sharpest stuff.
Full count to Matthews. Fouls that out of play.
Now, Cade, you're originally from, is it Bourne, Texas, or Bern?
Bernie.
Bernie?
So, yeah, Bernie.
Bernie, really. I should have gotten that right because that is literally the first 6 letters of my last name.
A lot of people mispronounce it, so it's okay.
Trust me, I get you. A lot of people mispronounce my last name. What made you decide to come out here to Arroyo Seco?
So actually, my previous 2 summers, I played out on the East Coast, and I've always been one to explore and travel and figure out what's new and what I like and what I don't like. And coming to the West Coast was something I've always wanted to do. I haven't been here in an extremely long time, so it's coming out here and planning on traveling and exploring the area and seeing if I like it and if I fit in out here. And that's like the main thing I want to see.
All right, age-old battle. East Coast or West Coast? I'm putting you on the spot here.
I've only been here for a limited time, but with my experience, they're completely different. Where I was on the East Coast, you can't even compare to Los Angeles. I was in a small town in Virginia. I wasn't in like the 3rd largest city in the United States. I wasn't even close to that. We didn't even have traffic, so it's a little different, yeah.
So then the traffic here is a little bit of a culture shock.
Yeah, I mean, from where I'm from, like it's right outside San Antonio, so like we have traffic there every now and then, but it's really not that bad.
As Evans hits a no-out double right there, it puts 2 men in scoring
Now
position
batting for the Riptide.
for Connor Oop.
Center fielder, number 2, Connor.
Okay, so this is a question I like to ask, just a little random question to every person that comes on here. I asked Justin Kleinsorge what his favorite pregame meal was, and he said Chipotle. All right. Now I'm going to ask you the same exact thing. If you had one meal that you knew you could eat before every game for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm gonna have to go with Chipotle also.
Chipotle as
Chipotle,
well.
yeah, it's a nice, well-rounded meal. You can't complain. Doesn't sit too heavy either.
Bowl or burrito?
Bowl, 100% bowl.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get that double meat, double rice.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
fill it up.
You got to get that. You got to get your money's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you mentioned you spent some time in Virginia over the summers, and now you're spending some time over here. What is the biggest difference, other than obviously, like you mentioned, the traffic? It's a different size city, but what is the difference in your preparation for game day between the 2 cities?
The difference in my preparation is basically just how the different pregame works here and there. So back there, we were allowed to leave during the other team's batting practice. So I would go back to the house, kind of collect my thoughts for like 20, 30 minutes, listen to some music, like settle in the zone, especially if I was starting or if I knew I was coming in relief, and then I'd go to the game like already locked in. But like here, we're allowed to leave, I guess. I don't have a vehicle, so I don't leave. So it's all about after our batting practice, like taking my stretching seriously, and then from there on, like just anticipating going into the game and what's going to need to happen in order for me to be successful out there.
Now, you're off today. What is your favorite part of an off day?
Being able to long toss, like 100%. A lot of people long toss on days they pitch. I don't throw that far. I throw out to like 150 feet. But being able to just really, really like be loose with your arm and feel the ball out and try and kind of see how far you can throw it is really it's quite entertaining for me, to be honest, which might sound weird, but
No, I fully get you. You're testing your abilities.
It's your craft. We've been working on it for so long. So
Yeah, your mechanics and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Full count now to Oob. 2 on. Both in scoring position. No outs. Dylan Rock on deck.
Now, once again, I asked this question to Justin actually while you were on the mound opening day. You ran into a little bit of a rough patch, and I asked Justin if he had the ability to say something to you, go out there and tell you something, what would you say to him? And he said, just trust your stuff, go out there, throw your pitches. If you had the chance to go out there and talk to your teammate, Robertson, who's laboring a little bit out on the mound right now, although it looks like they're going to come in and give a little bit of pitching change. Had he not been removed from this game, what would you have gone to say to Jamie Robertson out there on the mound?
I can't say it better than the movie Sandlot. Just quit thinking and play. Have fun. That's honestly it. That's what it comes back down to. You work so hard in practice and like your ability and your craft, and it comes down to just trusting it, and you can't be thinking, I need to make this adjustment or I need to change this, because that never works. You're not going to change things at the last minute. You need to go in with what you know and feel comfortable with that.
So most people when they come to play summer baseball, they come with a focus. We talked about you narrowing your focus a little bit, choosing pitching to be your main thing.
The new pitcher on the
Is that
mound
your
for the
sole
Saints,
focus? Are there other
number 29,
smaller goals that you're coming out here
Chris
and focusing
Burnett.
on, or?
Yeah, so my like I have a couple different goals. So I have goals in like the weight room, and then I have goals out in the field, and I have goals like pitching, and then I have like stat goals that I would like to meet. My goals like in the weight room are just get as big as possible, try and put on as much weight. I've been relatively thin my entire life, so gaining weight's been like a challenging part for me, but I've like just recently put on a good amount of weight, and I'm maintaining it, and I'm trying to add even more. So like I've on my way to accomplishing that goal. I would like to be a starter next year. I'm usually a reliever, closer. So like coming out here and just building up stamina for my arm is like another goal. It goes back to long tossing today. Like it's just working on stamina. That's the main thing. Getting better and throwing more and more and more and being comfortable doing it. And then pitching, honestly, my goals are just executing my pitches. Like some things just don't go your way some days. So maybe like the stats numbers won't always be there. But in the grand scheme of things, if you can do the little things right, like execute pitches and control your command and like control pace of the game, then in the long run it'll work out for you.
So would you say that stamina, that's the main difference between being a reliever and a starter?
Yeah, and mentally how you have to like approach the game, it's a little different too. Starting pitcher, you know you have to go in and you have to have the mindset that you're gonna throw 7-8 innings and that you're gonna have a good outing, because you don't want any doubt and you don't want to start thinking, bad thoughts or I need to change this or do this. And so you just prepare yourself like for the longevity of your pitching like outing more. You're going to be more tired, like you just prepare, like I don't know, it's just mentally you got to realize that you're going to drain your tank even more, and then it's going to be harder than days where you're going out there and relieving and you go out there and you just throw your best stuff for one inning and then you're done.
As the first pitch to Dylan Rock is in the dirt. Pitching change for the Saints now. It's Chris Burnett out of Cal Poly Pomona. In 2 innings, he has struck out 3 and given up 1 hit. As they get the out first, but RBI ground out there for the Riptide. It's now up 9-1.
Number 30,
And Andre Antone up now, who was 2 for 3 with an RBI single and a first pitch home run and a flyout.
I'm glad you touched on that, Nicolette. Now that transitions me into my next question for you. Cade, what would you do coming up against this guy, right? You know this guy's coming back up. Let's just say it was you in the game that gave up the solo shot to him. And you come up against him, he comes up in the next inning. What would you do? What's your mindset going into that?
My mindset's the odds are in my favor. It's extremely difficult to hit 1 home run, much less do it 2 times in a row. So I'm going back out there that if I compete with my best stuff, the odds are extremely low he's going to do it again, much less put another good barrel on it. And if you're throwing your best stuff, you should have confidence that he's going to, try and do too much or swing too hard or be thinking a little bit about his last at bat, and you try and take advantage of that.
Now, I played baseball for a decent amount of years as well, but I was never that big of a pitcher. What goes through your head mentally when you give up a home run?
Sometimes it happens before they even swing. But those are the worst ones. Those are the ones who, as soon as it comes out of your hand, you go, oh, that's not good. But when it's like a competitive at bat and a competitive pitch, you can be angry and frustrated and like upset, but at the end of the day, it's a competition, so you got to just focus back up and worry about the next hitter. It's like one of those things that you can only worry about 1 pitch at a time, one batter at a time, and then that develops into an entire game or an entire outing. So you just take it 1 pitch at a time and then just see how the next batter goes, and then take it 1 pitch the next batter after that, and it's going to start working out again.
Now, most people have a pre-game routine. For me, I always had to put my socks on in the exact right order. Get put on my jersey in the exact right order, go warm up with the same partner every time. What is your pre-game routine or the essentials of it?
The essentials of it are definitely eating before. I have to get a big meal in before I'll get so hungry in the middle of the game. And then just staying hydrated, especially before the game, is a huge part. I try and drink like a gallon of water before game day, especially if I know I'm playing. Oh,
Close play over there at third base. Thomas comes up firing at the runner. Robles got the tag down, but it looks like sliding back in there safely was Evans.
but no, I absolutely do the same things that you did, and a lot of people do the same. Like throw with the same person every day. I throw with Zach Griggs every single day here, so we do the same thing in like the same stretches and then like the same time, and it just turns into like you figure out a perfect like 30-40 minute window, whatever it takes you to get ready, throw, and even longer than that sometimes. Like I started warming up at 5 today and worked all the way till 6. So it's just finding the right window and then finding someone who's compatible with that window for you to meet your needs and for them to meet theirs.
Does that help you create a tighter bond? Especially, you know, you're coming from out of state, playing in California with a bunch of guys that you probably haven't met too many of before. Does that help you create a bond, help you, you know, start a friendship with a guy, bonding with him knowing, hey, you're going to be my everyday partner?
Yeah, absolutely it does. It's the same thing as if you have to work in a group every day or just be around someone every single day. It's someone where I like his work ethic and he likes my work ethic, and we think we're compatible, and so we throw every single day. We've known who each other was before this. I actually played with his older brother at UTSA, so I knew who he was and he knew who I was. So coming out here was just like a meeting for us, and then we quickly were buddies after that and then started throwing just because of similarities from playing at UTSA.
As Joshua Solomon, the catcher, grounded out to third.
Actually called that one a foul ball.
Oh.
Designated hitter.
Now, Cade, not too many people go through it. I mean, there are a lot of college athletes do, but not too many people do. What's it like to transfer schools? And not just once, but you did it twice, right? You moved from
Yeah.
UTSA to Midland and then Midland to Texas
So I had to transfer to junior college because you can't transfer Division I to Division I without sitting out a year. And since I didn't play my freshman year at UTSA very much, I didn't have much to like show for myself. So I went to junior college in order to do that. And junior college was one of the best decisions of my life. From a baseball standpoint, it should not be looked at in a negative view to any player. Like if you can go to junior college, I highly recommend doing it. It was the greatest year of my life. Even out in West Texas in the middle of nothing, it was the greatest year of my life. And then so that was the end of my community college, which 2 years, and then I had to transfer again to another Division I. And transferring to Texas State, like the transfer process is pretty easy. The more difficult part is just getting familiar with new people. You know, I've had to be familiar with new people every year for 3 years. This group of guys at Texas State is a great group of guys, and it's really easy to get familiar with them and be friends with them. And hopefully next year we can go out and put up the same year we did this year and compete a little better at the end of the year.
And that concludes this interview. Thank you so much once again. Cade Bollinger out of Texas State.
Thank you.
Thank you once again.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
We are going into the bottom of the sixth with the Saints still trailing 9-1. You're watching Seco Baseball on YouTube Live, official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
Designated hitter.
And
number
welcome
9,
back. If you're just
Andy
joining us,
Garriola.
Arroyo Seco Saints trailing 9-1, bottom of the sixth, and a pitching change now for the Riptide. Number 24, Sean Higgins out of Columbia University. First pitch to Andy Garriola is a strike. He will face Garriola, Tressler, and Robles. Even count now, 1-1. The ball goes to right and will drop in a little blooper to right field. Garriola hyping up the dugout now. Starting this
Now
bottom
batting
half
for the
of the
Saints,
inning with the
left
base hit.
fielder, number 37, Nolan Tressler.
So Nolan Tressler up now for the Saints. Tressler, that ball slices out of play.
So now with the new pitcher on the mound replacing Booth, the final line for Booth, who got the start, 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run. It was unearned. He had 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. So a very solid outing out of the arm of Tyler Booth.
Tressler fouls that out of play. Tressler today 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out to center. The 0-2 foul rockets that back to us, but there's a fence. The fence getting taking a little beating this evening. This season at Columbia, Higgins posted a 1-5 record with an 11.77 ERA. As Tressler grounds out the middle, and that's a base hit that will get right past Evans, the shortstop. It's a back-to-back singles
Now
for the
batting
Saints.
Third
And Tito
baseman,
Robles now
number
up.
17, Tito Robles.
Robles 1 for 2 with a single and advanced on an error and a line out. First pitch is low, 1-0. A pitch caught the inside corner there for a strike, 1-1.
Robles actually got his base hit taken away in the second inning. They ruled it an error on the third baseman, Antone.
Lays off that one, 2-1. That ball is going back, but right to right field. Deep enough for Gary Ola to advance the third.
Now batting for the Saints, catcher number 27, Matt Thomas.
So now Matt Thomas to the plate. He's 0 for 0. Has no at-bats today, 2 plate appearances. Walked in the first one on a full count, and then in the 4th inning, he walked on 4 pitches.
Men on corners, 1 out. Garriola at third. As Thomas hits that deep Garriola were tagged at the third. Easily scores. So Thomas gets his first appearance, but an R sac fly
Now batting for the Saints.
to add another run
Shortstop,
for the
number
Saints,
3,
now trailing
Oscar
9-2.
Serratos.
Since that's a sac fly, he still does not have an at-bat on this game. He's 0 for 0 with an RBI.
First pitch at the knees for strike one. And Tressler takes off, and that ball gets past the catcher, and he slides in. Tressler is in there safely. Thought about going, but the ball was still too close to advance to home plate. He will get a stolen. That would count as a stolen base, and
Good heads-up base running there by Tressler. Took off to steal second base. That forced the pressure on Solomon, who wasn't able to hold on to the ball. Got past him, then he advanced to third. The overthrow allowed Tressler to take a couple steps off the bag, but he ended up having to head back to third.
one-on-one count now to Serratos. Excuse me, 1-2 pitch, my bad. In the dirt, even count now at 2-2. Christian Scott on deck. The 2-2 pitch. Chops out just foul.
Casarieta almost got over there to make the play. A lot of hustle there, but the ball ended up being foul.
So Serratos will head back. They will try this again. Two and two count, 2 outs. Tressler 90 feet away. The 2-2 pitch. Fouls that back. Still 2-2.
If you saw that, Race Gardner running out of the Saints dugout to fetch that foul ball.
2-2. Goes over the third base umpire's head. Foul. The 2-2. Just misses, full count now. The full count. Another foul ball. So it's a little battle between Higgins and Serratos. Here, the full count. 2 outs. Tressler still 90 feet away. Payoff pitch. And he hits that just off the middle. And Tressler will score easily. So Serratos picks up the RBI single. Now trailing 9-3 Saints.
Now batting for the Saints. Center fielder, number 12.
Saints chipping away at the lead, back down to a 6-run lead. Serratos feeling it at the plate tonight. He's 2 for 3. He also reached in that one that he didn't get the hit. It was an error by the third baseman. So he's been on base all 3 times.
That ball gets away from Solomon, so Serratos will advance to second.
Solomon noticeably frustrated that that one got past him. picked it up with a lot of emphasis and fired it right back to the pitcher.
Christian Scott up. 2-0 count. He is 0 for 2 this evening with 2 strikeouts. Looking to redeem himself here. In there for a strike, 2-1. Top of the order on deck with Vittori as he grounds out to second. Easy routine play right there to retire the Saints. So after 6 innings, the Saints gained a little momentum here, added 2 runs this inning. 9-3, but still have some work to do as they trail 9-3. You're watching Seco Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
For the Riptide, designated hitter.
And welcome back here to Royal Saints Seco Baseball action. Antonio Cruz up now for the Riptide. Designated hitter, 1 for 2, the double, a ground out, and a walk. First pitch is fouled back. Nearly missed Casa Riati. So 0-1. Chris Burnett's still out there for the Saints. Grounds it to shortstop. And a good play from Serratos. Showed a little bit of a Derek Jeter sort of style to get that first out.
Well, right there's the defensive prowess that got him drafted out of high school. Even in his scouting report, it said that his glove is really what got him ahead. You know, they were waiting for his bat to come around. It seems like it's finally starting to click tonight.
First pitch to Nick Casagrietti is a strike. In his first appearance as a pinch hitter this evening, he struck out. Swings and misses. 0-2. So a quick 0-2 to Casagrietti. The 0-2 pitch just misses. 1-2 now. One, two. Grounds it there. Watari's there. Little routine play to Lipsius and
Now
2
batting
down.
For the Riptide, second baseman, number 5, Carson Matthews.
So back to the top of the lineup now for the Riptide. Carson Matthews, second baseman. Grounds out to third. Robles is there. Throws it across his body, so gets that third out. And a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Burnett. Then the top of 7th inning, the Saints are trailing 9-3. You're watching Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
1, Justin
And
Watari.
welcome back to Arroyo Seco Saints baseball. New pitch on the mound now for the Riptide. Number 34, Justin Lewis, the lefty out of Texas Tech University. He will face the top of the lineup with Watari, Reyna, and Lupcius. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Watari is 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts this evening.
So now with Lewis in the game, he replaces Higgins, who went 1 inning, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. No walks, no strikeouts.
Even count now, 1-1. The 1-1 gets that inside corner for strike 2. In 3 innings, he has struck out 3, gave up 2 hits, no runs. The 1-2 pitch nearly gets Watari. Even count now, 2-2.
Lewis has an interesting delivery. It's like a modified sidearm, but he stands straight up as he goes to it. Kind of leads to some inaccuracy.
Full count now, 3-2. Randy Johnson, sort of? Is that you? No. A reincarnation of Randy Johnson?
Randy Johnson's a little taller.
Yeah. 4. Payoff pitch is outside, and Watari will get on base for the first time this
Now
evening with a
batting
walk.
for the Saints, right fielder, number 4, David Reyna.
So David Reyna, the right fielder, up now for the Saints. Lewis looks back at first. Little high, 1-0.
Interestingly enough, the way he stands up when he releases the ball, it's almost like he's going to be more accurate and calmer in his release out of the stretch. A lot of people you see, out of the windup, they're more comfortable. But it's possible Lewis is a better pitcher with runners on.
Throws back to first. Watari in safely.
It'll be interesting to see if that was his real pickoff move or his show pickoff move, because he put his foot out there pretty early and gave a sign, an indicator that he was going over there to first. So we'll see if he goes back with a different move.
Catches the top left corner to even a count now, 1-1. Misses that, 1-2.
See, that's where that pickoff move comes in to help. If you notice, he has that leg kick, and he doesn't really move his foot forward. He kind of keeps it diagonal almost, so it allows him to fake like he's picking off all the way until he releases the ball.
Checks back with Watari in there safely. There was that delivery as it looks like he was about to pitch and then switches to throw to first in that last second. Takes a long look. Quick timeout. Lipsius on deck. And another long, constant long look.
As a batter, when you're up there, you have that perfect window. You want the pitch to come in that perfect window when you're perfectly ready. You know, your body's still semi in motion, or at least ready to be back in motion. After too long, you end up frozen and stiff.
And he hits that. And that will get in there for a hit. Watari will advance to third easily. So Reina with the right center field in shallow territory for a single. So now that leaves the Saints with men on corners, no outs, and Luke Lipsius up to bat. Lipsius 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. He advanced to second on a balk that was called on Tyler Booth. First pitch, grounds it to Matthews, who would throw it to short. Gets the runner at second. But Watari will score from third. So Lipsius with an RBI ground out, now trailing 9-4.
Andy Garriola.
Excuse me, not ground out. Fielder's choice.
This is the guy you want at the plate to keep things going. Garriola, a fantastic offensive player, and he's coming off of last inning where he singled and ended up scoring a run.
First pitch to Garriola is way outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Inside, catches the corner for a strike. The 1-1. That is high curveball, 2-1.
Garriola was almost shocked at the location of that pitch. He was not expecting that to be hung so high.
Lays off that pitch, 3-1 now. Good hitters count here for Garriola.
So now Solomon will take the time, jog out there, talk to Lewis. Calm him down. Let him know, hey, listen, it's still a 5-run game. Doesn't matter if you gave up 1. You've got a long way to go. They haven't even scored 5 runs in this game yet.
The 3-1. And Garriola flies out to the center fielder. Connor Ube right there. 2 down now.
Now batting for the Saints, left fielder number 37, Nolan Tressler.
So Nolan Tressler up now for the Saints. One for 3 with a single, ground out, and a fly out. First pitch, right at the knees, 0-1.
So despite giving up a walk and a hit to the first two batters this inning. Lewis seems to have calmed down a little bit, and of course, broadcaster's jinx is alive and well.
Second pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Solomon. Checks those at first, almost gets away. But he's back in safely. Denny had to reach pretty far to keep that, to avoid that from going out of play. Still a 2-0 count to Tressler.
That is another balk against the Riptide, as Lipsius will get to jog his way over to second base. Second time he's drawn a balk out of a Riptide pitcher.
A quick mound visit here. Tito Robles, a third baseman, on deck.
This mound visit is most likely not talking at all about pitching. This mound visit is most likely just letting him know, listen, buckle down, get this guy out, then you won't have to worry about getting called for a balk. As you can see now, the coach wanting some words with the umpire. And of course, he smiles, laughs, and walks back towards the dugout. After all, it is Summer League baseball.
One and one. Another great block by Solomon to keep Lipsius on second. Two and one. High pass ball, 3-1 now. The 3-1. Tressel lays off that one for ball 4.
Now batting for the Saints, third baseman, number 17, Tito Robles.
So 2 on now for Tito Robles, who's 0 for 2 with a line out, fly out, and reached base on an error. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Inside and high, 2-0. It's 4 straight balls there for Lewis. Chops that to short. Evans charges as that and throws it across to retire the final out. So after the end of 7 innings, Justin Lewis able to escape from a little mini jam with his team still up 9-4. You're watching Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
Number 15, Blake Evans.
And welcome back to Arroyo Seco Baseball. Blake Evans, the shortstop, made that charging throw to end the bottom of the seventh as he takes that first pitch outside and low, ball one. Burnett still out for the Saints. Catches the top left quarter for a strike. One and one. In there for a strike, 1-2. The 1-2. Got him. Window shopping there. For strike three called.
Now batting for the Riptide. Center fielder.
One down.
Number 2, Connor Obb.
Second strikeout of the evening for Burnett. And Connor Oob, the center fielder, up now for the Riptide. First pitch is low, 1-0. Oob rockets that to left field, gets into left field for a hit.
Now batting
Gets that
for the
past
Riptide.
Serratos.
Right fielder, number 22, Dylan Rock.
Second hit of the game for Oob. And Dylan Rock, the right fielder, up now. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Rock today is 0-4 with an RBI groundout. Checks his swing and says he went through, so 0-2 now.
Rock, as you said, RBI ground out in the sixth. He also walked and scored a run in the first inning.
And a pickoff attempt gets away from Lipsius. So Oob will sprint to second.
Lipsius' throw over to Serratos, bounced right in front of him, bounced up, hit him in what looked like the face, but Serratos walking back to his position. I think they're going to give an error to
Burnett.
the pitcher, Burnett, on that one. Lipsius was unable to scoop the ball out of the dirt, got past him, and then, of course, was able to stop the runner from moving to third.
The 0-2. Got him looking, catches that inside corner. 2 down.
Second time today, Rock has been sent
Now
down
batting
looking.
for the Riptide. Left fielder, number 30, Andre Antone.
Now this is the guy you have to be careful of. He's already left the ballpark once today. Also responsible for another run batted in the first inning.
First pitch is a low, 1-0. As I mentioned, Anton is 2 for 4 with an RBI, a home run, fly out, and a strikeout. And Anton crushes that. Trace. And that will drop down for a hit. Ooh, will score. And Anton able to advance to second.
Now batting for the Riptide, first baseman, number 14,
Almost on cue.
Caleb Denny.
Antone drives in his third RBI of the game. Guy facing now is no easier, Caleb Denny.
First pitch to Denny is high, 1-0. Two straight balls now after giving up that RBI double, 2-0. Looks back. No one there covering second. Misses that corner, 3-0.
Thomas did his best job trying to frame that one. Just was unsuccessful in getting the strike call.
And a 4-pitch walk for Burnett. 2 on with 2 outs now for Riptide. And Antonio Cruz, the designated hitter, up
Now
to
batting
bat.
for the Riptide, catcher.
Excuse me, Joshua
number 4,
Solomon, the catcher,
Joshua
up.
Solomon.
Solomon yet to record a hit in today's game. He did walk in the first inning and came home to score. But since then, he's grounded out to the pitcher twice and struck out swinging in the 5th inning.
First pitch swings and misses. 0-1. Two outs, 0-1. Anton at second. In the dirt, that gets away from Thompson. He could not find the ball. And Anton advances to third easily.
Well, now you're starting to get into trouble. As the team, the Saints, they started chipping away at the lead. They made it a 5-run ball game, but 1 run's already come home in this inning. Now there's 2 in scoring position.
Fouls it back, 1-2.
The ball got stuck in the fence on that foul ball, so Cruz jogged over, thought about trying to get it, lightly tapped the fence with his bat, and then jogs back to the on-deck circle.
The 1-2. Ball's high, 2-2. Cruz, the DH, on deck. Two-two pitch. Misses away, full count, 3-2. Payoff pitch, swings and misses at that heater to get out of the inning. So at the end of the top of 8th inning, the Riptide gained an extra run to increase their lead to 6, now up 10-4. You're watching Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
Leading off
And
for the
welcome back
Saints,
to Arroyo
catcher,
Seco
number
Saints baseball
27,
here. Bottom of the
Matt
8th inning.
Thomas.
And a pitching change for the Riptide. Number 41, Noah Walker, the righty out of Texas State University.
And Walker coming to the game ends Lewis's day. Lewis went 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, and he walked 2 batters.
First pitch to Matt Thomas, the catcher. It's outside. Excuse me, inside. 0-1. Second pitch on the inside corner now. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. In there, window shopping time now for Walker. For Walker, a 3-pitch
Now batting for the
strikeout.
Saints, shortstop, number 3.
And that is officially Matt Thomas's first at-bat in the game. He strikes out looking. Ends his perfect streak of only plate appearances.
It's Oscar Serratos, the shortstop, up now for the Saints. Another pitch, 4 straight strikes. In 2018, in 5 appearances for Texas State, Walker is in 6 innings, has appeared in 6 innings at 2.70 ERA, 3 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, and 4 walks. As he throws that one for a ball, even to even account now 1-1. In there during that gets away, but no one's on base, so 2-1. Two one. Serratos fouls that out of play. 2-2 now. Christian Scott on deck. The 2-2. That ball was high. Try to get him to chase that high fastball. Does not flinch. 3-2 now. Picked up an RBI single on his last at bat. Payoff pitch. Fouls that back. Does not get stuck in the fence this time. So Walker will try again. Full count to Serratos. Gets him looking. First, the second out.
Back-to-back strikeouts looking
Now batting for
from
the
Walker,
Saints,
and he
center
looks like he's in a
fielder, number
groove.
12, Christian Scott.
So Christian Scott, the center fielder, up now, who is over 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. First pitch to Scott is way inside. 1-0. Chops that to first. Easy out there from Denny. Just have to step on plate. And a 1-2-3 inning for Walker. At the end of 8 innings, we're ahead to the 9th with the Riptide up 10-4. You're watching Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
Number 38.
And welcome
Chris
back. We're now in
Auburn.
the ninth inning. Saints, down 10-4. New pitcher on the mound for the Saints. Number 11, Zach Griggs.
Griggs is that warm-up partner that you heard Cade Bollinger talking about in the 6th inning. Got to know each other, and now they've kind of created a little bit of a bond. He's going to UTSA now, and him coming into the game means the end of the day for Burnett, who threw 3 innings. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 2 batters and struck out 4.
And a pinch hitter for the Riptide, number 38, Chris Aubert.
Albort goes to the University of Hawaii Hilo. He's teammates with Race Gardner of the Saints.
As he takes that first pitch outside 1-0. On the year, he's hitting 250 in 6 games. Tallied 4 hits. Struck out twice. 2-0 count. In the dirt, 3-0. Catches that outside corner for a strike. 3-1.
Seems like the Riptide dugout is getting frustrated with themselves.
Chop stop to Lipsius, who will throw that back to Griggs.
Despite the success they've seen so far in this game, 10-4, they lead. They've gotten in quite a bit of trouble with the umpires. Couple players have been issued warnings, and now their coaches are letting them know, hey, you better be quiet or you're going to run after this game.
So Nick Casarietti up to bat. First pitch lays off, 1-0. Oh for 2 in the evening. Pitch is in there to even and count at 1-1. The 1-1. In there, gets that top left corner, 1-2. Top of the lineup on deck with Carson Matthews. 1-2. Low, even count now. 2-2 to Casarietti. Griggs gets the sign. The 2-2. Outside, full count. Payoff pitch to Casarietti. Same location, ball 4. A 1-out walk
Now
with
batting
Carson
for
Matthews, the
Riptide.
second baseman, up
Second baseman,
for the
number
Riptide.
5, Carson Matthews.
Carson Matthews.
Griggs is struggling with his command a little bit here. He's thrown just over 10 pitches.
That pitch is in for a strike, 0-1.
He has now thrown 12 pitches, and 7 of them have been balls.
Even count. Matthews walked and has reached the other his other 3 times on errors, stole with 2 stolen bases. As Casarietti took off, but Matthews fouled that out.
Good idea to swing there, protect the runner. Booth having a little bit of fun when he ran over to fetch the foul ball, kind of joking around with Race Gardner in the Saints dugout.
Gave him the loo. What I like to call that little move. 1 and 2 count now. In the dirt. Good block by Thomas to keep Casarietti on first. Even count now at 2 and 2. Blake Evans on deck. Two. Swings and misses at that high fastball to retire him. 2 down.
Now batting for the Riptide, shortstop, number 15, Blake Evans.
So now Blake Evans to the plate. He is 3 for 5 on the day. 2 singles, a double, RBI to his name.
First pitch to Evans. Hits that bottom left corner for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. In the dirt, Casarietti. Thought about going in little pickle. They were ready for that easy tag to second base. So we were ahead to the bottom of the 9th. Saints still trailing 10-4. You're watching Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
Second baseman, number 1.
Bottom of the 9th now
Justin
for the
Watari.
Saints. Top of the order up. Justin Watari, the second baseman, who's 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts and a walk. Noah Walko remains on the mound for the Riptide. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Riptide looking to pick up its 3rd consecutive win. Down low, even count now, 1-1. 1-1. High, 2-1. David Rayner on deck. 2-1 to Watari. Hits it to third. Easy throw across to retire the first out. Anton to
Now
Denny.
batting for the Saints.
1 down.
Right fielder, number 4, David Reyna.
So David Rayner, the right fielder, up now for the Saints. First pitch is high, 1-0.
Reyna connected with one in his last at-bat, but it was the first time that he had really squared up on one.
Outside, reaches the outside corner. 1-1. Just misses. 2-1 now. Saints trying to remain alive in this game. 2-1. Fouls that back to even the count up at 2-2. Two and two. Just misses. Walker thought he had that one. Full count. Luke Lipsius on deck. The payoff pitch. He fouls that out. It nearly hits a fan, but no one is hurt nor hit. Saints trying to avoid a third consecutive loss. Payoff pitch once again. Lays off that pitch, just missed for ball 4.
Now batting for the Saints. First baseman, number
Good at-bat there from
16,
Reyna, battled back, drew the walk, and
Lipsius.
now there's a runner on for the Saints who, with 2 outs remaining, need to get 6 runs on the scoreboard to extend this game.
So Luke Lipsius up now. First pitch is in that first strike, 0-1. Lipsius struck out twice, reached on a walk, advanced with 2 balks, and has an RBI under his belt. 0-2 now. Andy Garriola on deck, the 0-2. And Lipsius thought he was out. That pitch looked to almost catch the corner, but umpire thought it's different. So Lipsius will still be up to bat. The 1-2. Swings and misses. Cannot keep up with that breaking ball. 2 down now
batting for the Saints.
for Andy
Designated
Garriola.
hitter, number 9, Andy Garriola.
Garriola 1 for 4 on the day. 2 ground outs to third, a single, and a line drive out to center field.
First pitch swings and misses at that high fastball. 0-1. Nolan Tressler on deck. 2 outs. Reyna would go. Solomon easily in safely as Matthews couldn't handle the ball.
Garriola noticeably frustrated after watching that pitch go by.
0-2 now to Garriola. Got him looking, and that ends the game. Garriola seemingly obviously frustrated, and that will conclude tonight's CCL action. The Saints try to make a little spark here late inning once again, but fell short. The final score, the Orange County Riptide 10, the Arroyo Seco Saints 4.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So another
thank you for attending
fortunate
today's Arroyo
heartbreaker
Seco Saints game. Our next game will
for
be
the Saints.
tomorrow
How do,
at 6:05
if you're the Saints right now, how do you bounce back from back-to-back
Memorial Field
really tough
against
losses
the San Luis
after giving
Obispo
up double-digit
Blues?
runs
Hope to see
to
you all there
an aggressive team? How do you go forward with tomorrow's action?
Well, going forward, you don't really have to worry too much about what happened tonight. You don't really have to worry about what happened on Sunday night either. You know, you're going to play a different team than you played those 2 games. You're going to play a team that you've already played. You're playing San Luis Obispo tomorrow at home, and you beat them at home in opening day. So you're not really too concerned with the last 2 games. Obviously, you're trying to turn this streak around because you're on a 3-game losing streak, but at the same time, all these guys know they're competent, know they're capable of going out there and getting the win. So I really don't think there's too much thought being put into what happened tonight.
Absolutely, as they will look to bounce back. They still have 3 more games in this home stand, utilizing the home stretch. They will look to bounce back against the San Luis Obispo Blues. First pitch at 6:05 tomorrow. So once again, the final score, Riptide 10, Saints 4, as Orange County has picked up their 3rd consecutive victory, and to move on to 3-2 overall, while the Saints have dropped their 3rd straight, and would now be 2-3 overall. So from the Arroyo Seco Saints, this has been Nicolette Rojo alongside Matt Burner, who was burning up in a good way this broadcast with me. For California Collegiate League action tonight, you have been listening and watching Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network of Arroyo Seco Baseball. From Pasadena, California, Jackie Robinson Field, good night, and stay cool, literally and figuratively.